of my dad's funeral home, and now I understand really what was going on. Not that anybody want to break into a funeral home. I've heard a lot of break-ins in Baltimore. Might even participated in one myself, or two, three. Okay, maybe not, but nobody breaks into a funeral home. It's like nobody breaks into a church. I mean, we don't burn down churches. Okay, anyway, where were we?
So we start there, Donnie, and something I love about your story is I think you had like that generation that from your dad to your teachers, you were informed about who you are, your history, and all that kind of thing. Talk to us about being educated in Baltimore and your youth.
My father, Donald E. Glover, he was big on history. Any Virgos in here? We all that. Perfectionist. Boy, y'all get on my nerve. I'm like 4 years old, and he hand me an editorial, and 2 minutes later he said, "You still reading it?" Oh yeah, I'm only 4 years old. Maybe I'm stretching it a bit, but he was big on Black history. And I'm so grateful, and the best thing I can do is what? Pass it on to my children and grandchildren. But he was big on history. He had me listening to Carl. This is Carl T. Rowan with the Rowan Report. Noted journalist Carl T. Rowan. You remember that?
Yeah.
Guy in D.C. Then, as I got older, I realized Carl T. Rowan like to pop that iron. Y'all remember that? Of course, some kids swimming in the swimming pool. Y'all remember that?
No.
Yeah, Carl T. Rowan shot the kid. I like Carl. You know what I'm saying? Never met the man, but I remember his editorials. And so, if nothing else, I learned at an early age, even the first time I went to court, I broke law, and I remember my father saying to me, "Go ahead. Can you cuss me?"
Yeah.
He pretty much said, "Talk shit like you do uptown." But the real hit was, have a voice. And as the father of a daughter, and I watch how we socialize boys versus how we socialize girls, it is important to me that my daughter, that my son, my granddaughter, my that they know that they have a voice and they know how to use it, know how to speak up. Because quite often we are surrounded by people who may not know they have a voice, may have never used it. There's a poem by Marianne Williamson that says, "Our deepest fear," anybody familiar?
Yes.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. You were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us, not just in some of us, but in all of us. And as you let your own, this is my favorite part, as you let your own light shine, George, you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As you are liberated from your fear, as I am liberated from my fear, my presence automatically liberates others. So, in court, Western District, Marianne Williamson, she runs for president too. But yeah, he insisted that I know my voice, that I use my voice. Speak up, boy! I remember in church, I ran for office one time in my life. That was in 1998. I was still halfway, one foot still in the streets. But I tried the state central committee run, and we had to speak at church. And all of the other candidates, state senators, state delegates, all of them have spoken. And state central, that's just entry level for politics. If you ever want to get into politics, do consider the state central non-paid position. But you get to learn the process, and I'm so glad for that experience. But the preacher, Google-eyed preacher, I'm gonna say the name. Did I say the church? No. Church I grew up in, Perkins Square. Yeah, he old thick Coke bottle preacher. I never did care for him too tough, but nonetheless, he wouldn't let me speak. He like skipped over me, and my father stood up in church. He said, "Hey!" And then my father never did that before. This is son. "Hey!" Skip the man on the end there. And that's what we have to do. We have to be able to speak up, because too much stuff is happening to our community from City Hall, from Annapolis, from the White House, and we actually all have a voice. And we also have, and I don't have one on me, we all have an ink pen. All of you went to Baltimore City Public Schools, I imagine, and y'all came through in an era where we had real teachers. We had black teachers who loved us. And they insisted that we learn how to read, write, and count.
Come on.
They insisted that we learn how to articulate, how to enunciate, how to make our issues known. And we have gotten soft. We have gotten soft as warm butter at room temperature. We don't show up, not us, because I know your children have grown, but we don't go to PTA meetings. I wondered how the teachers knew my father by name at the school. As a little kid, I wondered, how you know my daddy? And all these triggers in here, and you know my daddy. Do you know why they knew his name? Because he was one of only a couple of parents who would show up at the school. And I did the same thing with my son. Me and his mom, it wasn't all of that. So I said, well, nobody can stop me from going up to the school. And I went up to the school. But years later, you realize you had an impact on the other kids too. You were vicariously this, that, daddy too. They see you in the neighborhood. Man, I'm 57. You need some of them young bucks out there watching your back. But hey, Mr. Don, it's the same love and respect. So as we find our voice and as we teach it and pass it on, then they stop doing slick stuff. Like they wanted to come up Fremont Avenue. They had a meeting, and it might have been anybody like bike lanes? Put your hands up. You like bike lanes? You like them?
No.
Oh, you like bike lanes? Okay. Then you're a serious minority. And then you like a white person in Sanatown. It's just like, you just stick out like a sore thumb. But the Department of Planning, and I think there's only one black person in the city of Baltimore that works at the Department of Planning. Really baffling for me in a 63% black, a 73% black and brown city. And even though you got Morgan State University with engineering and the Deloitte School of Engineering and all of this stuff, you got one black planner in the city of Baltimore. Hello! You got one black planner? So that means you got somebody who has no understanding of Penn Lucy, of what's that avenue up here? When y'all almost got yanked to it. Georgia Avenue, what's it called?
Pennsylvania Avenue.
No, up here off York Road.
33rd.
St. George's Avenue.
I rented the room over there.
Walter P. Carter.
But the apartment seemed nice, but I was renting the room. But you understand what I'm saying? It was just, you got people speaking for us who don't know us. You got people planning for us who don't care about us. You got people who don't care nothing about Cecil Kirk or Tench Tillman or your community. When I look at the racetrack, everybody getting all the younger people who don't know any better. And I like to